Hey guys, Richard Cook here, GameStarr Arts. It's been quite a while since I posted anything on the YouTube page here, so wanted to give you guys all a quick update on what's going on. Actually, it turns out I am kind of at a crossroads right now, and I did end up leaving Orlando actually. So the truth is, I'm back here in Wichita. If any of you guys have watched my film, you know this is pretty much where I started and how I came out of here and got to Orlando and everything. But you know, some things needed to happen, and this is one of them. So it's not necessarily a fallback or anything. It's just at a crossroads, and I'm deciding where I go next. So that's pretty much that. But as far as the film goes, let's start there. I have been giving it subtitles recently, and I was accepted to indieflix.com, which is a platform much like Netflix, but for indie films. So that was really exciting to have right there. But I'm finishing subtitles for that. And I also am going to be getting localization in Japan through one of my contacts, and that's going to be really helpful too for getting more worldwide appeal for the film as well. So I'm pretty excited about that as well, and potentially going over there to do speaking sessions and things like that. It's pretty surreal to even think about, but I'm really excited all that stuff is happening. And that too, on the game front, Pro Janitor Police is still releasing in October, and I think I can safely say it now that it's been confirmed between me and my team that it's going to be releasing October 12th. So all you guys watching this video right now, you are the first to hear about it. October 12th, we will be releasing Pro Janitor Police for PC and the mobile platforms on Android and iOS as well. So that's pretty exciting too. A lot of busy things happening right now, and I just haven't had any time to put up any kind of new tutorials or anything. But I'm actually really happy that the ZBrush tutorials that I put up, about a year ago are still serving their purpose, still teaching a lot of people that program. And obviously, the program is in its new iteration now. I think 4 or 6 just came out. So I had a brief chance to check that out, but it's just crazy. Those guys are turning out so many amazing tools. Z-Remesher, I think, was the latest one, and it's like, wow. Topology in 3D is actually a very tedious process. So it's really really awesome to see a tool like that come out and just kind of like take care of it, like how I use roadkill whenever I'm doing UV mapping. So that took care of the UV mapping for me. I know there's a lot better UV solutions out there now, but I guess I'm just a little old hat nonetheless. But it's cool to see tools like that just kind of like taking out some of the tedious steps so we can be a lot more creative as artists, and it's really cool to see. But fortunately, the principles of ZBrush that I have in my 10 video tutorial series, ZBrush Basics, still apply. So you can still use all these principles and really build a foundation for yourselves with that program. So with that being said, I also have been getting a little bit of some criticism on my film, and I think one of the things that a lot of people misunderstand was that I wasn't really just trying to have a pity party, as a lot of people have stated, and a lot of people have put it. To put it in the clearest form, it's literally that is my life. I didn't sugarcoat anything. I didn't emphasize anything. I really did want to make the game, or the film, excuse me, I wanted to make the film more about the game Pro Janitor Police and more about the making of the game, but a lot of the footage from the game didn't come together till very late in the film, so most of it was me just talking and bitching and stuff like that. A lot of people saw that and they kind of just thought that I was making this hour and 15-minute long reel of me bitching about being an indie game developer. But the absolute 100% truth is that that was how my life was. I was living off of very low income and just almost nothing, and not being able to afford much. So I was struggling, and I didn't sugarcoat that in any way. I was very often in the negative balance on my bank account, and it wasn't because I was going out and spending my money on alcohol or anything else. I don't do drugs, so that's obviously my money's not going there. Um, and so it was really just watching that kind of stuff, so that kind of money supply like dwindle away. The little money you have it just goes away so fast because you're paying for gas to get to work, and you're paying for your food and things like that. And of course, I had a car payment as well. So, and that's a whole another story. The car payment, a lot of people might be saying like, well, why did you get a car that has a payment on it? But there's I told a little bit of that story in the film, and there's a much longer process to the way that actually happened and how the events played out. So it wasn't necessarily an avoidable situation for me to not have a car payment because of what the situation I was in. So a lot of people just, of course, they're gonna pick it apart and they're gonna try to get their own interpretation of it. But and then I also got a couple of things about how the camera work was shaky and grainy and not so high res. But another truth of the matter is this phone right here filmed most of that film in the webcam that you're watching me on right now. That was 95% of the film, aside from any shots that my contributors took with their own recording devices, which were not high quality, of course, either. So, but what I felt is that it actually adds to the appeal of the film. I felt it actually adds a certain element to it that gives it more grounded, gritty look, which was exactly what I was going for with it. Again, it was all self-shot. I didn't have anybody shooting me from any part of that film, so it was all just comprised of clips of me recording myself. But I made it a point to pretty much make a journal of my daily life, and a lot of that, there's nothing exciting that happens all the time. So a lot of that was waking up and recording myself automatically. It's just like a switch off in my head. Automatically pick up the phone, start recording myself, whatever I'm doing at any given time. And so that includes everything that goes on in my regular day, including all the bitching that goes on. So I did a lot of that, obviously, and but in a way, it did pay off for me because it was purely the truth of story of my life. And again, I didn't play up any of those moments to be any worse than they were or anything like that. I was simply just telling my story. So, but once again, since then, we've come a long ways. Again, with Progenitor Police releasing on October 12th, I'm finally gonna see this game, come to fruition. It's been a long, grueling process. We're really getting close to finishing it. We've really hooked up with some new partners over at Balloon 27. They're a new game studio out there in Marina Del Rey. And in Los Angeles, actually, but they're a new studio out there. They just released their first game, Hillbill, on the iOS platform. If you guys get a chance to go check that out, then definitely do that. It's a fun little motorcycle trick game. It's pretty cool, actually. And they're helping us out a lot because, the guy who runs the thing, he's one of the most humble people I've ever met. And those are the kind of people that you really just need to meet in the industry when you're going out for yourself. If you're an aspiring developer or anything, you really need to hook up with the people who are going to believe in your ideas and your dreams and things like that. And they don't think so much about the things like money, and they don't think so much about the bias with experience or anything like that. Like, I only want to know people who are going to make me money. There's so many of those people in the industry, but those are not the people you want to hook up with. You want to hook up with the people who started where you started, because we all did, and you want to hook up with the people who keep those roots and keep that mentality that you're helping yourself by helping others, and you're always going to have to do that if you want to be at peace with yourself, if you want to be successful yourself. And I think a lot of people should start doing that and start hooking up with each other and helping each other make this industry a better one. It's really important, and especially with the indie movement and everything. It's really important because that's a lot of people misconstrue indie, the meaning of indie. and what it really means. And for me, at least, it means a community, and indie is a community to me, of people making, smaller groups of people making really awesome, big, dedicated products, games, and putting their heart and soul into them. And whatever it is, that's how it comes out. Art is always going to be objective, so it is what it is. But as far as goes the actual indie movement, it is, to me, still putting your heart and soul in everything. And as long as you keep meeting people who have that same mentality, then you're definitely going to go far in the industry. And it definitely helps to get out there and get your name out there and start talking to those people. So with that being said, we got 2 months to go, and by the end of the year, I got some really big plans for GameStar Arts. I haven't been putting up much tutorials lately, but I got huge plans for GameStar Arts as a website, as an indie hub for all you artists out there to come and check it out, and just spread the word about your art. Come see the really awesome content we have and everything. A lot of stuff planned out that I'll be announcing later. But for right now, I'm just going to leave it at that. And that's just a little update for you guys to let you know what's been happening recently. And with that, thank you guys for subscribing. Keep subscribing. Tell your friends. Tell everybody about Indie Game. Indie Game was a great inspiration to my film. But tell everybody about Pixels and Polygons, and I will see you guys soon. Thank you.